What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is The Passage, Season 1, Episode 4. This episode was pretty good. We had a lot of jump scare moments. Some things I'm like, some things I'm like, oh, okay, we moving along a little bit, I guess. All right, we finally getting a little movement. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off the episode with Anthony. He's rolling around in the bed with some girl. I'm assuming that this is somebody that he used to date or, you know, something to do with the reason why he's in jail, okay? I just made that assumption at the beginning because they wouldn't be showing us just to show us some random girl that he was laying in the bed with. Then we see Fannin pop up and he says that he's going to have to choose. He's going to have to pick a side. Now we with Brad and Amy, and Amy's kind of panicking about the situation. You know, she's telling him that she's worried about getting sick from this virus that they're giving her, and he's telling her, you know, everything is okay. You know, they're going to get out. He said they wasn't going to panic, so don't start panicking. Then we see Shauna coming to Clark as he's walking down the hallway. And my issue is, you just talking to Shauna like she worked there, Clark. Like, I'm confused. How you see, this is a storytelling issue because how you let somebody influence you to this point? Like, I don't understand. Clark is one of the people who think he have control and don't have none. Anyway, he walking down the hallway and Shauna comes to him and telling him that one of his boys is going to, you know, expose the whole situation. And if they get exposed, that means that they're going to kill her and they're going to blame it all on him. So he need to do something about it. And he was like, ain't nobody going to expose nothing. You know, I don't know what you're talking about, girl. Push. And she's like, all right, well, I guess we just going to see what happened. At this very same time she leaves him, they come to him and tell him that they're having a problem with one of the soldiers. So he goes outside to talk to the guy, and it's a guy named Polson. He out there tripping. Clark is basically trying to just, like, talk him down. Like, we served 6 tours together. We did this together. We did that together. Like, basically, don't start tripping now. Don't start that crazy shit. Basically, he's just hinting to, like, a bigger conspiracy and says that maybe we're all the lab rats. And Clark is looking like, like you ain't just get finished talking to... Child, listen. Clark is the most in denial, okay? It's not just a river. We with Brad and Amy. They outside. Okay, because earlier Brad talks to the doctor and says that she cooped up in the room. You know, she needs to get out of the room and be able to move around. So they outside and he's going to build her a tree house. And so he draws up the tree house to how him and his dad used to have it. And they talk about it. And then I guess we see her sitting again. I don't know if we're supposed to assume that time has passed. Or maybe he built her the treehouse and then brought her out there. I didn't see the treehouse in the background at first, but then I saw it. So anyway, the treehouse is built. She climbs the ladder, you know, with encouragement for him. I feel like the show is a little heavy-handed with the father-daughter aspect. Like, we get it. He loves her like a daughter, or he sees her like a daughter because he always coaching this little girl to do something. Do this. Okay, you got it. You can do it. All right, here we go. Teamwork makes the dream work. She climbs the ladder, and he asks her, what does she see? And then she starts looking around, and she's like, you know, I see the whole compound. And he was like, yeah, but now we have a bird's eye view of the compound, and we have a view of the security gate. And she's like, wow, that's your genius. Wow. Y'all seen that meme? We with Anthony. So Anthony is with Jonas and he's talking about the dreams. He's talking about Fannin is coming for him. They basically telling these people everything that's gonna happen and people just keep ignoring them, child. Except for Jonas. He actually trying to pay a little bit of attention. So anyway, he says Fannin. He's like, tell me who he is. And he says he's the most brilliant person I ever met and also the most manipulative. And you know, last night I was watching a little bit of the episode before and his wife was saying, first of all, my first thought was Jonas got to be the most selfish. You gonna basically bring on the end of the world because your wife got Alzheimer's and you don't want her to have Alzheimer's. Like, people don't have Alzheimer's all over the world. Like, people not going through this. So you only decide to do something like this when your wife got Alzheimer's. Child, anyway. But the wife, when they was talking, she was saying that he was egomaniacal. He was manipulative. He was horrible. Just Fannin the regular person. So I think, like I said last week when I was speculating, this is a part of his character. He just a shitty person. He just a trash person, period. So now that he's in this situation and he have this type of power, he's gonna try to wield it, you know, I don't know, pinky in the brain, take over the world or some shit. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. That's where we at with it. So anyway, he says he's the most brilliant person and also the most manipulative person he ever met. And he says, well, he keeps telling me that he's coming for me and I have to make a choice. And he's like, what kind of choice? He was like, man, I don't know what kind of choice. But something happening. He was like, what's happening to me with this virus that's inside of me? And he was like, well, you might make it through the trial with no side effects because you young. And he starts to tell him he knows about his case, like how his lawyer fell asleep during the trial and how he didn't try to fight the Innocence Project, wanted to take on his case, and he told them no. So he was like, whatever happened with you and Rachel, I know that her death weighs heavy on you. Okay, it's a burden on him. Anthony is just like, listen, what are we doing here? And, you know, Jonas just dodged the question. Anthony trying to get some answers from these people, and I just don't understand. Like, what? He telling them everything that's happening, what Fanning is doing. They ain't doing nothing about it, child. They just don't care. Another part at the beginning, too, they was looking at the brain scan. Jonas was looking at it, and one of the other guys was like, why do you care what's going on in their brain? And he said what I said last week. Because they're evolving. It's evolution, and we need to know what's going on in case we need to defend ourselves. Like, boy, what's wrong with you? From bad dreams? We need to defend ourselves from bad dreams. Boy, if you don't shut your... Listen, that's what you get for under... I hope they eat his ass first. He is annoying as hell. I don't even know his name. Doc Homegirl and Clark, they meet up and they talking about, you know, getting together, do a little shum, you know, whatever. And she's asking him why did he change his mind about the execution for Shauna. And he said, you know, it came from the higher ups. You know, they didn't want to have no more bodies on their names. They didn't want to throw away that much money. We see the cell where, what's his name is, Winston. Well, Winston is, he one of the criminals that they don't really show that often, but he is one of the criminals that's infected. So we see him looking creepily before the commercial break. Then we in the flashback. So this is when Anthony meets Rachel. He's having an open house for a house that he's trying to flip. Rachel shows up. She's a real estate agent. She tells him, you know, she evaluates the house and tells him that she needs his help and she would do it for free. And so by the time they get to the bedroom, she's talking about the bedroom being in the corner or whatever. Basically, he's like, well, do you want me to ask you out? And she's like, yeah, I guess I do. So you can tell this is the beginning of their little relationship. As he's seeing this, he wakes up and Amy shoots him a little letter because he wakes up suddenly. I guess he makes some noise. She shoots him a little letter and says, are you okay? He doesn't say anything, but he's like making all this noise and he's pulling his tooth out or whatever. Like they pulled his tooth out in the last episode. He like starting to have a situation going on, medical situation. In the treehouse, Brad and Amy, they talk and she's worried about Anthony. She said he been acting different. And Brad said, well, last time he talked to the doctor, he was doing just fine, but he gonna tell Jonas. And so then she asked one of the guards, because one of the guards is helping him as a woman to build a tree house. And so they finally finished with everything. So she's about to go. So she asked to use the guard's binoculars. She was a little hesitant at first, but she gave Amy the binoculars. And Amy starts to look around and, you know, again, Brad is coaching her. What do you see? Tell me this, tell me that. You know, the security gate, you see this, you see that, whatever. Then we with Lacey and the reporter and his ex-wife. Still don't know her name. But they're looking at the report that she's done and completed about everything that they talked about the whole SIP program going on. She says everything that she gave her checked out. It airs tomorrow at 5 p.m. And if they need security, you know, they need to go ahead and say something because this kind of stuff can get real dicey. And they like, nah, Lacey, like, she got me, she good. So I knew that wasn't gonna proceed to die today. Okay, I knew that as soon as she closed that computer, baby, I said it's over with, baby. She gonna die before tonight is through. Girl, this the government. Homegirl doctor, she calls the higher ups that Clark said told him don't kill Shauna. And she finds out that they ain't say that. They said, nah, baby, we didn't talk to him. We didn't tell him not to do that. We told him to go ahead and take her out. And she was like, oh, okay, so something, you know, I'm gonna put that right here. Something ain't right. We see Fanning is basically inside Anthony's head, and we having a whole cross cut between him and the paramedics, and then bringing him to the medical little part of the place. And then at the same time, Amy is in the treehouse while she looking through the binoculars, and she sees somebody with a gun. Guess what? It's pulsing. He's shooting people just randomly. They are rushing Anthony in the room to evaluate him. They were saying the virus was mutating like at a very rapid rate or something like that. And so Anthony, this whole time, he's seeing Rachel. Okay, at the same time, the shootout with the soldiers going on the roof. He calls Clark and tells him that it's him. You know, he is the one that's shooting people. And he says, look, Clark is like, listen, if you stop right now, nobody get killed. You know, I will vouch for you. They not going to kill you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will vouch for you for them to take it easy on you. He says it's too late for that. Nah, he angry. You know, people got to die. Nah, it is what it is, okay? Amy and Brad are watching from the woods, and Clark give them the signal to, like, run. And when they start running, Amy like take off like at light speed, and Brad is looking like, oh snap, like the virus is starting to take effect on Amy. That's really what he was thinking. The Ant again, like I said, we cross cut between all these things happening. Ant is struggling, and when the guy shoots, he knocks out the electricity towers facility or whatever. So that take out all the electricity because they was trying to do some type of antiviral where they was like giving him one virus, stop the mutation of the virus or whatever, but they need electricity to do that, and the electricity is now out. Clark is getting a call from the girl. She's saying that they can't get the repair people out there until they know it's going to be safe. So they got to go and talk to, you know, this guy to get him to stop shooting. So Brad offers to go help Clark, and, you know, Clark tell him he going up there, whatever. So we back to Ant. He's on the table, and we back to the flashback, and he's in a dream with Rachel. He's on a date, and then she said something, you know, I know we said we wasn't going to get anything for our little 3-month celebration. Okay, put that 3 months right there, okay? Put that right there. And then she says, but I found the place, because they had some like little raggedy old house, and she was like, you know, I can get it for dirt cheap. You know, I figured we can flip it and we can start our own business, like we can make the money. And he like, listen, I just flipped my first house. Like, girl, like, you know, I'm not ready for all of this. This is really big, and I'm a one-person crew. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, okay? And so then she starts talking about he's so negative, and she always support him, and she believes in him, and he don't believe in her. He don't have faith in her and all of this. But the part that was having me thrown off, well, I was like, something ain't right with Rachel, honey, because Rachel had that flip on her face when she say, why are you always so negative? I was like, oh, Lord, she crazy. First of all, why are you buying a house for somebody you don't know? Barely 3 months. 3 months? 3 months, y'all? No. She buying a house, somebody after 3 months, that let you know she throwed off already. And how 3 months in, you negative always? Bitch, yeah, it ain't been no always. It's been 3 months. If somebody been always negative in 3 months, why y'all even together? Girl, what? That let me know she was thrown off right there. They make up. He said he gonna put a crew together, and she look like she just happy. She over the moon, so they hug and kiss. And, you know, they go to do it to get busy on the, you know, on the patio because they out by the pool or whatever. And so right when they go do it, she like, you so hot. And then we flip back to the present, and he's in a whole vat of ice because he burning up. He's about to die, basically. Fanning is popping up talking about, you know, basically, you know what's happening. Like, you about to die, fam. Jonas is looking at the brain waves of Fanning right now because they like spiking too. So he basically tells the doctor that, you know, Fanning is drawing energy from all these different people, and he's making the virus mutate faster. So I guess Jonas is trying to, you know, like, I mean, not Jonas. I guess Fanning is trying to, like, make this happen faster, okay? And he need everybody to be alive for that to happen. Clark gives Brad a briefing on Polson. Basically says in a nutshell, they got enough bodies that already, they don't need no more dead bodies, so get in there and do what you need to do. Brad goes and he tells the guy that they have a medical emergency and they need the electricity on. Homeboy is like, I mean, that sounds like a personal issue. I don't know what to tell you. And he tells him that he smuggled a vial of Fanning's blood out of the place, and you know, he'll release it or whatever, and they need his help to find it. So basically they can't just kill him. At the same time, we see a news report that the reporter who wrote the story has been killed in a single car accident. Lacey jump in the room and say, ooh, bitch, it's time to go, okay? Because they out here killing people, girl. They catching bodies, girl. This is for real, sis. And so they jump up and leave. Now we back in another flashback with Anthony, and Anthony is, it's raining at the house, and Rachel comes. She looks really bad. She's crying. She looked like she may be, you know, on a pill. You know what I'm saying? She need a drink. And he says, what's wrong with her? She like, I just need a minute. You know, give me a cocktail. She tells him that she's married. She says he didn't understand at first, but now he understands. So it must be something going on. He was like, you know, I didn't have no problem with you acting crazy, but now you a liar. She's begging for his forgiveness. She basically begging for her to be able to explain herself. And so now we back in the present, and we see Amy goes to write a letter to Anthony, and we see that he's not there anymore, okay? And then Shauna appears to her. It was a, who are you? You know me, girl. Just relax your mind. Think about it. Who are you? She's like, oh, you're Shauna Babcock. And she's like, yeah. So where are you? I'm in the basement. They got me locked up. And then she's like, well, show me the real you. And so she shows her look, you know, how she really looks. And then she says, I'm not nothing like you. Basically, like, girl, I don't want no parts of this. You can be gone. I rebuke this in the name of Jesus. Girl, I ain't got time for you. I might have a little virus, but I'm not like you. And Shauna is like, girl, yes, you is, sis. Girl, you just like us, girl. All you got to do is just give in. You can have a family because you ain't got nobody, okay? And she like, I got the agent. And she's like, girl, after you start changing this shit, girl, he ain't going to want to be bothered with your ass no more, girl. He going to be freaked out by you. And we got a family for you, girl. Just give up. Just give in. Just come on and join us. Girl, get your ass up out of here, okay? I told you I don't want no parts of this. I'm gonna need for you to leave now. Thanks. We got Brad again. He's talking to Poston. He's telling him he knows about the dreams. He knows what they do to the people down there. He done been down there. He done saw them, you know, and everything else that's going on. And they don't have much more time, the guy says. And he was like, you know, Brad, like, we could work together. You know, we can make this happen. And the dude is like, listen, Winston told him everything. The virals are not going to break out. It's going to take more than 2 to protect us because the virals are not going to break out. They're going to let them out. And he like, what you talking about? Once they get one more person and then Clark comes out and shoot him in the head, it's over with. So he didn't get to finish his sentence. Brad and Clark argue. He talks about what about Fannon's blood. Clark said they secured the blood. You know, all the vials have been accounted for. He says, well, why did you rescue Babcock? Why didn't you kill her? Is that true? And you know, Clark just deflecting. He trying not to, well, when was you down there? When was you down there? And so he was like telling him, listen, you know trouble is coming. Like something is happening. You trying to act like you don't know what's going on. And so Clark, you know, get him taken away. It's crazy to me. This is the criticism I have for this show, but I'm gonna save it for the end. We're back with Anthony at the table, and Jonas is like, what the hell is going on? It's Fanning that's doing this to him. So in the flashback, her husband is calling. Now, Rachel and him is at the pool in the flashback. Her husband is calling her. She takes a pill, and he tells her he loves her. You know, Anthony tells her he loves her, but he needs some time. And so later on, you can tell they went to sleep. They lay down in the bed together. You can tell they just took a nap or something. And we see her crying as he reaching over her to do something. Then we flash back to the present, and we can see that Ant is wavering. You know, he wavering. He don't know what he gonna do. He wakes up the next morning and sees Rachel. He goes out and he looks and he sees Rachel face down in the pool. He runs out there. He jumps to try to resuscitate her. And Fanning walks up to him and is like, you know, this is bad. You know what I'm saying? This is what happened when you the side piece. You know, at the end, you just really don't matter. The husband, not a husband, lied and said you the one who hit her. And, you know, you got put in jail, or you got put in jail because you were poor, you were black. He's like, what's happening to me? He's like, you're dying. Dr. Homegirl, she's watching and she wondering what's going on. You know, she finally bought in and said, like, what is Fanning doing to him or whatever. So Fanning is back with Anthony, and he says that why did he let it go down so easy? I mean, Fanning make a good argument. He is a good, very manipulative character, but he says, why did he go down so easy? And Anthony is like, well, I could have helped her. And he was like, nah, she was crazy, fam. She was mentally ill. Like, you know, he was saying he don't want to die. Fanning is just selling him this story. Choose me. Be the perpetrator and not the victim. Be the winner and not the loser. Be the first and not the last. Be the alpha, not the omega. He was giving him the whole spiel, honey. Be a part of a family. Be this, be that. Choose him. And he got the cash in. He got the bet it all. You know, all of this. And he gonna die in 8 seconds. So we see Anthony rise up. I say rise up. Frankenstein. And, you know, snatch all the stuff out his arm like Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Jump about the little tank. And he jump up and he go to eat one of these ladies that's, you know, standing there minding her business. That bitch is a CNA. Okay, she a nurse. She ain't signed up for all of this, but he go and grab that lady and throw her on the ground, honey. And homegirl doctor and Jonas runs out. And he like, all right, Jonas, you know, and some blood got on his face. And, you know, they ran out and they closed him up in the thing, you know. And so the doctor, homegirl was like, wait a minute, bitch, wait a minute. You got some. Where's your mask, man? Where's your... Jonas is like, oh, oh, shit, I got blood on my face. Whose blood is that? Because if that's Anthony blood, bitch, you finna go in one of them tanks. You ain't about to eat me up today or tomorrow, okay? My overall criticism for the show is that, like, the storytelling probably could be a little bit better. Now, I know from the books that they cover, like, thousands of years. So maybe that's why they taking everything so, like, fast. like I said earlier, they're a little heavy-handed with the father-daughter thing. Like, we understand that he thinks of her like a daughter. Like, you don't have to make this a life lesson every week. He teaching her a life lesson like a father. Okay, like, we get it, okay? So that's one thing. The other thing is, like I said, with Clark, you're the one who in charge of security. You're the one who's trying to keep these things from eating up everybody and jumping out. You already know how dangerous these creatures are and what they can do to somebody. So why are you willfully ignoring things and letting one of them influence you? Like, do you think it's your self-conscious talking back to you? Like, what is the tea? Why are you not more concerned about this? Like, the utter non-concern of Clark and living in denial is a little unrealistic to me, as far as character-wise. I also feel like I want to know how it was found out that there was an article that was being written, and that would have been something more interesting, I think, for us to explore than Shauna and Clark. You know what I'm saying? But who am I, child? I want to hear your thoughts on the episode. I'm going to stick with it. I think that it probably could be a better show. Like, it could be better written. It could be better, right? But, I like the characters in it. I like the main two characters. And now I'm kind of invested. I want to see what's going to happen. I hope they don't drag the apocalypse element to this like all the way to the end of the season. We already 4 episodes in. I want the apocalypse to happen if it's gonna happen, or the things to get out and them have to fight. Like, for us to have to go through it's coming every episode and it don't never come. Bitch, is it gonna come or not? Like, are they gonna start eating people? Like, how is this gonna happen? Because I feel like once it happens, that's all the show is going to be, like The Walking Dead. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's going to be about how we going to survive against these creatures, you know, forever. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm a little torn on this one or whatever. So, let me know your thoughts, what you think about this show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, give me some likes when you like the video. That's a good thing, okay? So, I show up on your feed if you like my video, right? Like it, comment, subscribe to my channel. You know you want to do it. If you want to follow me on your social media, you can at whoisaprildon on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. I will holler at y'all next week. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace.